what a medieval duel really looked like. What the f?
Beloved Charles the Good is found cold at the altar in a dark pool of blood. The Count of Flanders has been murdered by a group of treacherous knights. Bound together in their crime by blood and oath, the knights are each arrested and tortured to death before cheering crowds of locals. But a suspect remains, the famed knight Guy of Steenvoorde. After the murder, he provided a place of refuge for one of the lead conspirators, his brother-in-law Isaac, and then attempted to help him escape. Before a group of nobles, a strong knight called Herman the Iron steps forward.
Herman the Iron?
Loyal to the slain Charles, the knight accuses Guy of his complicity in the murder of the Count, and challenges Guy to defend himself against the charge of treason. Outside a manor gathered.
Whoa! Are they really just gonna fucking horse fucking duel? They actually did that shit?
And perched on their mounts, the two knights in chainmail raise their shields and steady their lances. Since the fall of the Roman Empire, Germanic legal customs have crept back into a fractured Europe. In cases lacking trusted witnesses, a variety of grisly ordeals can be chosen to place justice in the hands of God. Guy has accepted a judicial duel.
Damn, imagine if duels were around today. Fuck. Imagine if you could literally just challenge someone to a duel, and then you had to fight them to the death, and then that problem was just resolved. They are? No, they're not. What duels are allowed today? Fencing's real. Yeah, and they wear protective shit. Fencing is real. Yeah, fencing would be a genuine duel if they didn't wear anything and they didn't have those little fucking rubber tips on the tip of their shit, and they actually stabbed each other.
A trial by combat, in which victory will prove his innocence just as easily as defeat will reveal his dark sin.
Damn, the ball won't lie. The ball doesn't lie. The duel doesn't lie. Damn. You think they said that shit then? They could literally say duel doesn't lie. Whoever just lives is the one that was right.
Prove his.
That's unfair, though. That is unfair, though. I challenge somebody who's fucking 4'11" to a duel. I just beat the shit out of them. Like they're not winning. Like that's so unfair. Oh no, duel doesn't lie. Yeah, but you're in entirely different statures.
As easily as defeat will reveal his dark sin and provoke the wrath of justice. The knights break forward. In the stampede, Guy throws Herman the Iron from his horse. And each time Herman attempts to gather to his feet, Guy circles him, thrusting his lance to knock him down. Sensing the taunting lance of his challenger once more, Herman the Iron...
Whoa, and people actually died this way. Like, imagine being in a duel, and you're just witnessing your last moments as one of your previous friends, probably, is about to fucking slice your head off.
Iron charges and swings his sword. Viscera spill from Guy's horse, and the beast stumbles dead.
Oh, you really fucking had to kill the horse?
Guy reels in the red grass. Staggering to his feet, he unsheathes his blade and rushes Herman. The knights collide with locked blades, savagely swinging and chopping, until the gasping fighters throw down their shields and fall upon each other, losing their swords and resorting to fists and jammed fingers.
Damn, fist fighting to the death? Fuck!
And smashes his gauntlet against Herman's face. The crowds hear the thud of iron against bone as Guy batters him about the eyes and forehead and nose. And with each blurred strike, Herman the Iron grows limp. Guy of Steenvoorde sits atop the dazed knight, reveling in his own divine vindication.
Yo, chat, would y'all rather partake in one of these duels or a gun duel? I feel like gun duels are fucking not as gruesome. Holy shit. Like Western duels, it's just a fucking walk and shoot. This shit, they're manically beating each other to death.
But the vanquished knight stirs beneath him, gently moving his hand down to the lower edge of the cuirass where Guy was not protected. Herman seized him by the testicles, and summoning all his strength for the brief space of one moment, he hurled Guy from him. By this tearing motion, all the lower parts of the body were broken, so that Guy, now prostrate, gave up, crying out that he was conquered and dying. The bleeding knight is brought back into town and dragged beside the swaying corpse of another convicted conspirator. Guy of Steenvoorde is hanged.
They hanged him after that? POV me versus Joe. 2-inch, you would never be able to fucking do that. Somebody said, new vid, this shit boring as fuck. Maybe you're boring, Hayden. Maybe this shit's fire as hell and I'm actually intrigued by the story. You're telling me this motherfucker loses in a duel and then gets hung instead of actually just letting him bleed out or stabbing him. They make matters even worse. Yeah, my bad. I lost. Yeah, all my bones are broken and I'm fucking bleeding out of my nuts.
Medieval Europe is a land humming with the divine and replete with profane contradictions. The magnificent castles of kings and queens loom over towns of wood and stone. Farther out are the thatched roof villages and cropland, which host the servile peasants bound to their lord's domain. The many polities of this continent are governed and policed by distinct groups of nobles, clergy, and knights, oath-sworn to chivalry. They are expected to clear the land of evil, witches and sorcerers and criminals of all stripes. Thus, a trial by combat is not an arena for knights to prove their valor, but a terrifying last resort for the accusers and accused. A seemingly
Bro, that is way more scary than being in a gladiator match. In a gladiator match, that shit's for fun, right? Or not, well, it's for fun of the people that aren't in it, obviously, right? But like, it's like a sport. In this is a duel to the death to prove that you're innocent. And you're fighting someone that you know.
Even those fighting on behalf of monks have no qualms about seizing victory by gouging out the eyes of their opponents. And although women, clerics, and children are often required to hire so-called champions to fight in their stead, this isn't always the case.
You could duel a kid? You could fucking duel a kid! Oh my god! Bro, they're getting murdered! Oh, it's so over! It's so over! You challenge a 6-year-old to a duel. How the hell are they killing you?
In marital duels, a wife could fight her husband, who would be subject to handicap.
Wow, they fight the husband to the death?
That included standing in a ditch with a hand tied behind his back.
All right, I don't know if that handicap's fair. You're fighting your wife to the death. You have to stand in a hole and you have to stand buried in a hole and have your fucking hand tied behind your back. How is that fair? Say Brooke and I duel. I'm in a hole with my hand behind my back. Bro, she's killing me in 10 seconds. How the fuck would I defend myself? I'm dead. That is not fair. That is not fair.
When husbands are defeated, they are executed. Wives are buried alive.
Okay, well, the stakes on that one. All right, now the stakes are evened out a bit. Fuck. Holy shit. Okay, now that makes the wager a bit higher. Holy fuck. Dude, husband loses. Executed. Yeah, he's in a hole, hand tied behind his back. Wife loses. Buried alive. No. That happened, too. Like, a lot. That's not like a one-time thing that happened in human history. Like, motherfuckers just did this shit.
Herman the Iron survives as a heroic knight who has defended his count's honor.
Bro, and what if you win? What if you win and you're a capping? What if you win and you were capping out the ass and your opponent was just weak as shit? They accuse you of fucking murder. I ain't do that. You fucking stabbed them, you win. Well, you did murder him.
The castrated corpse of Guy of Steenvoorde dangles from a tree, the rotting subject of mockery for the passing peasantry.
Wow.
Stripped of shimmering armor and professions of piety, the medieval duel is as simple as it is brutal. Two people fighting for their lives.
Wow. Wow. Oh, there's more.
If you're like me and want to know exactly how knights like
This is an ad. How much you want to bet?
Herman the Iron would have lived, how they shipped to Magellan 3000 covered.
Well, go to Skillshare now. Well, Skillshare.com could teach you how to win in one of these fights. With Skillshare.com, you can learn how to make bombs and such. All right. Next video.
But I'm serving up to what I'm on, that's good.